on Friday. And now we do. We ain't waiting for the slow bees to catch on up. We just gonna get this show started so we could get up out of here. Real quick show today. You know the vibes. Harlem Love 85. What's the word? We about to start. Let's get it. We ain't waiting for no more people. Y'all know how we do. We don't get a lot of views, so we just do us. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Walaikum salam. Y'all know the vibes. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. On a Friday, best day, blessed day. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovus TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you usher to the left and Diddy to the right, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it's Friday. Best day, best day. If you woke up and you on the books this morning, yeah, kid, that feeling to be alive and be, you know what I mean, in the world, to be in the world of the living. Because you cannot be here today. Could be dead. You know what I mean? You could have had all the weekend plans you want, birthday plans, bestie plans, hanging out, shaking your funky ass, and have a heart attack in your sleep, not wake up, falling off a bridge, but instead of waking up, you smack and you never wake up. So it's a great feeling to be alive and to be on the books. It's also International Mental Health Day, right? And today is, I didn't know, it seems like it's always like it's Donuts Day, it's Siblings Day, it's Father's Day, Mother's Day, it's School Day, Career Day. It's all type of days and shit that they make up, right? So I had no idea today was International Mental Health Day. I know it was a mental health month. But on this International Mental Health Day, I'm bringing it up in the early part of the show just to say that it is a lot of stigmas that's attached to mental health, but it's not always, somebody that's off the deep end, somebody that'll push you, off the platform onto the train, smack shit in your face to keep it graphic, or to do something real crazy, beating off in public or on the bus like we seen, the bus driver or whoever that person was on the bus just going ham, egg and cheese. You're like, damn, this person is definitely not all there mental health, but it's to more or less attack the stigmas that may be attached to people that have mental health issues that may be going through something. So on today, and like any other day, check on your family, check on the people you love, people in your circle. Make sure they good, make sure they alright. Even if it's on social media, I get it. Sometimes they don't be wanting that. They be wanting you to hit their phone directly, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But I don't view it that way. I view it as like, as long as I could see you, I could reach out, even if it's just a quick text on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and you're just like, yo, what up, bro? Hey, sis, like a post, so you could keep me in mind, I could keep you in mind, then I think that's enough. Do I think getting on the phone is the best way, or being direct? Yes. But sometimes that's not how we move in the 2025, year that we live in 2025, and the era that we in. Sometimes that's not always the case. But check on your people, make sure you let them know that you love them, and spend as much time with your family and your loved ones as you possibly can, because you never know when you're going to be out of here. Your record deal, video out of here, your Mercedes Benz and your Range Rover and all that shit that you hold on to will be out of here. And the only thing that will really matter when it's all said and done is the relationships you cultivated, the people that really mattered to you, and how much time we spend with our loved ones and building relationships with the people that care about us and that we care about. That's just me. But let's talk about this shit though, right? Let's talk about some gym etiquettes real quick. I can't wait to go back to the gym. Still dealing with my injury, even though I'm feeling much better now. I can actually cough and sneeze, blow my nose without too much pain now. So I'm definitely, as the days go along, I'm getting better and better and better. So definitely getting better. And I can't wait to get back to the gym. Well, let's talk about this gym etiquette, right? It's a viral video.
And he knows I'm recording him too. Because and this is why women say, we picked the bear. We picked the bear.
We picked the bear.
And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals, and you picked the one right next to me. What was the reason? What was the reason? I know you hear me. What was the reason?
What was the reason?
Now we both uncomfortable.
And this is why it's be hard to be at the gym, man. You got so many new people integrating in the gym. So
what was the reason? What was the reason?
So you got sis right here. It's another video of her spinning around. She now spinning in the clip, so she's viral now, right? Whoever she is. Gym etiquette. I speak gym topics come up often on the show. When I'm healthy and when I'm definitely not in no runts and nothing like that, and I'm in the gym, I'm definitely active. My big age, hoping to be bigger. Let me go get this fan too real quick. Pardon me, guys. Even though the weather is getting a little nicer as far as getting cool and all that, right now I'm a little hot. I ain't got the AC on because we don't need that, but the fan should do me just right. Anyway, I'm a gym rat. I go to the gym, etc. You know what I'm saying? Easy Live, thanks. What's the word? And we often talk about the gym a few times on the channel, whether it's women dressing like they go to the strip club, or dudes in there ice grilling you, like you locked up and but you're black. And this animosity when really all you really just trying to do is just go work out and get your little workout on. So this lady here, she on the elliptical. I don't use the elliptical. I do hit the treadmill though. It's mad empty spaces. And a guy, apparently, at least from what we could gather from the video, comes right next to her, which I hate. Personally, from my personal experience, when I'm at a gym and I'm working out, especially when I'm on the treadmill, and I do a lot of singing on the treadmill, I'll be like, dirty soda and the styrofoam, spend a day to get my mind blown, dress it up and go to Nassau, 200 miles on the dash. Like, I'm singing whole songs while I'm in full stride. So breath is out of control, You know what I mean? Sounding crazy on there, you know what I mean? Kicking the door, waving the 4-4, and I'm on my shit. That's how I get motivated. That's how I stay charged, and that's how I get through my 5-mile run. A lot of people don't like that. I've told you, like I said, we talked to Jim on the channel a few times where maybe a white person or two be like, do you really got to sing on it? And I've been like, this ain't no library. This ain't no funeral home. I'm in here working out. Don't worry about me and how I get my workout on. So I'm real defensive about that part. But I don't like when nobody comes right next to me either. Now, granted, if it's a woman, like where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Like if it's like, damn, shorty could get it, and it is one of those females that's dressed like they, you know, on fans only, and they in there looking good, you know what I mean, looking for attention, looking for validation, looking to meet guys, right? Some, not all. Come next to you is like, you'll look with the side eye, and then you'll look up and down, like, sure you look good, but why are you standing right here though? When it is plenty of other ellipticals and treadmills that you could be on. Choosing the beer, I know that whole argument when women was like, that's why we choose the beer, you know what I mean? And that's why men is like, save yourself, black men, and men going their own way and all this other shit, right? The social media wars, it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from, you know what I mean? Also in the bathroom. If you at the movies, you at a restaurant, and you taking a leak for the fellas, right? Ladies, y'all gotta go in the stalls. And it's mad empty stalls, but somebody comes right next to you. It's like, damn, where's the personal space? Airport. Now, granted, if it's hella people when it's mad crowded, then you got to get in where you fit in. But if it's mad empty stalls, and I'm using one, why are you coming right next to me? You know what I'm saying? I do question that. And I may even be like, damn, bro, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad other stalls, my nigga. Like, why are you coming right here? So I get her frustration. Pulling out the phone. Now, I don't follow her, but I seen another page and I won't go to it. But I will shout the young lady out, River TV. She did a reaction to this, and I guess she found the lady TikTok page. So she viral now, right? And she was answering some questions. She's living off her 15 minutes of fame, if you will. So some people are like, yo, how you know that ain't his favorite elliptical, his favorite machine? Some men are, you know, routine-ish or humans, so we like to go to the same, you know, machines. As far as the treadmill, I do have a favorite treadmill, and that's the one starting the line, so that way I can put my hat or my cup or whatever at the second one, so nobody comes next to me. And then obviously nobody can't get on the other side because I'm the first one on the line of treadmills. So if it is his first one, I've had it where it was room, somebody came next to me and I left. Like, damn, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Or I may start singing, rapping songs louder than I normally do to show, like, while they start wiping it down for those that do. And we won't talk about it for too much longer, but you gotta wipe the machine down before you use it. Some of us that care about those things. So when they come putting their cup up and all that, I'm like, damn, it is other treadmills they could be on. But I'm gonna let them know right here that I'm a loud motherfucker. So I may start singing and doing my woo, and then I'll sing. Some people, they'll leave. Like, nah, I don't want to run while I'm running next to him because he's loud. Is it weird behavior for him or for her? I'm gonna say, you know, favorite machine or not, when it is other machines open and there's nobody in there, I gotta agree. But pulling out your phone and trying to catch a viral moment, it's like she couldn't wait. She seemed a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Feminicious, you know what I mean? Like, choose the beer, and then when like I said, on River TV, the young lady, she was reacting to the video. She pulled up some other videos with her, you know, capitalizing off the viral moment, but you can kind of hear, like, in her tone and her speech, she ain't really rocking with no guys, you know what I mean? And she probably ain't got no guy. You know what I'm saying? Then one person was asking her how you know he wasn't trying to holler. And she was like, the gym is not a place to holler. People don't come to the gym to get hollered at. Maybe not really true. Sometimes people do holler at the gym. You might be surprised. You could slide out of the gym. And women do go to the gym looking for views, likes, attention, and validation. Not all, but some. We can't you know, lie to ourselves. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. So I just think it's funny in
You hear me?
these times that, you know, people do anything to catch a viral moment, and it's like, it's not even that serious. He could have went to another one though, you know what I mean? But to pull out the phone, choose the bed, and all this other funny buddy shit, you know. Let's talk about some other shit though. Real briefly, let's talk about the Man Dude Warrior versus Jim Jones, right? And the whole surrounding of the dropping of the flag. And the reason why I approach it briefly, because I did a whole topic on this when 4-5, Focus 4-5 initially did the drop your flag challenge, and Adam 22 came out and did the little funny video. We did a whole. I still didn't put the video up either. I might still put it up. I gotta chop it and screw it. But we addressed it with Adam playing the clown role, and everybody plays the fool sometimes, right? Then Whack 100 getting at Styles for Styles, you know, saying what he said. But now it's spinning again because Fat Joe went on Jim Jones' platform, and we got another Jim Jones topic. He definitely staying in the algorithm, right? He was on his platform and he just asked him what he thought about, you know, 4/5 dropping the flag. And he was like, you know, he get it. He didn't think that, you know, he had to drop his flag to, you know, put a positive message out. He was like, if you're not, you know, doing no crime, etc. And that's consistent with what he has said as far as the whole gang culture and it being a sorority. We addressed this too on the channel. But he like, it's a war going on. You know what I mean? The quote Prodigy, again, rest in peace. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run from streets that we done took. Walking with your head down, scared to look, like you shook. And I guess this brother, he's a grandfather. He's one of the founding members, etc. You know, I never heard of him, but that don't mean that his, you know, that his place in that, you know, environment is not solidified and certified. And I do know a few, you know, from that era, and this is well documented as well, at least on my channel. In '94, when I went to prison, and you know, the whole influx of, you know, the whole gang culture, being in prison, etc. You know, I did the whole 10 years with that. So I know a lot of the players. I know a slew of people that's blood or people that was Crip, etc. Right? And we won't go too much into that. Anyway, this brother had a response for Jim Jones, like, really, you know, who the fuck is you, basically? What war you talking about? You never been up north, you woo. We could, you know, we could meet up and, you know, I'll make you drop your flag, I'll beat the shit out you, etc. Jim Jones, he answered back with, you know, this nigga, somebody who hurt him or whatever, you know, SMD, you know, niggas on my dick and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? He threw the Frank stand. And out of the few videos that I've been seeing about this particular topic, one thing that stood out to me, and it made me say, aha, very valid point. Very fair, very non-biased, very fair point. Sean Franklin, what's the word? Very fair point. And to Man Dude, right? Nobody's questioning your position, you know, what you rep, what you've been repping, what you stand for now. But did you drop your flag? That's the real question. Well, that's one of the real questions. Because you was real hype, you know what I mean? And I get it. Now, I haven't played that. I ain't played video games in mad long since my son went to college. I mean, I used to play Call of Duty with him and obviously Madden and all that shit, but I haven't played that in a while now. I may watch a Marvel movie. In fact, I just went to see that Fantastic Four, that's why I got this Herbie over there. But other than that, not really no video games. But anyway, it's like you mad at Jim Jones and you kind of went at him a little crazy, if you ask me, right? For whatever reason, maybe you don't like him. Jim Jones be the punching bag of a lot of social media jokes, right or wrong, or however you view him, right? The oldest young nigga, etc. But for my first impression of watching the Man Dude guy, was real aggressive, want to fight, and you know, leader of the bird gang, you bird ass niggas, etc. Right? A lot of aggression. And it's like, if y'all both down with the set, right? Why not just pick up the phone and say, yo, you know, little homie, you know what I mean? Let me holler at you. I really don't like how you spin the narrative, or how you know, you kind of making niggas hold on to something that's not really doing us no favors, or, you know, helping us be productive. I think that would have been the better route. For you to say, I'll knock you out, I'll make you drop your flag, etc. He didn't mention you. He didn't say nothing about you. So your approach, in my opinion, was the wrong approach. Because you could have just came at it differently. Like, yo, I'm the big homie. I oversee all this shit like Don Corleone. Y'all under us. And y'all under us now. Get Jim Jones on the phone. You know what I mean? I got Jim Jones on the phone when we did the Plaza song. Shout outs to my nigga Great Fire. And shout outs to Jim Jones, right? He was easy to get on the phone. Once I initially made the, you know, the connection, you know, woo, told him who I was, what we was trying to do. Next day, actually, yo, what's up? Y'all trying to still do something? Pull up. So I'm sure it wasn't that hard to get him on the phone, get one of his representatives on the phone and say, yo, I'm NiTe, or I'm Sex Money Murder, woo, we the original, we the king of this shit, right? Peace, almighty. Peace, blood. Yo, while you was, you know, talking to Fat Joe, you said what you said. Give him a chance to at least express himself. Well, you know, you went from, you know, who the fuck is you, little homie? I'm woo, and then, you know, when he answered back with the same energy, like, yo, who this nigga? You know what I mean? And then he answered back on Man Do Water, like, yo, you know who the fuck I am. I'm the nigga that brought you home, and woo. But I would say to the brother, did you drop your flag? Because you pushing a positive message, seem like, right? You trying to save the babies in the same vein as, you know, Focus 4-5 and Styles P. But did you drop your flag? Because if you didn't, then you're kind of in the same vein. And if I'm getting this wrong, somebody let me know in the comments. Somebody beat it up in the comments. Because Jim Jones is basically saying the same thing. I don't agree, because it's not a fraternity. And even though you may not be doing crimes, you still can be indicted for hanging with the wrong people that are doing crimes. So it's a tight rope, and it's a slippery slope you may have to walk in order to not catch a stray. You know what I'm saying? If you're hanging with people that got ops. If I'm hanging with y'all and y'all active, I'm not active. Y'all sliding, y'all getting slid on, and we hanging together just shooting the shits, talking sports, it is a chance that I can get slid on too, because y'all out there doing the most. I'm not. I'm just down. So that part I don't agree. But if your flag is still in your back pocket and you preaching some positive shit, that's cool. I mean, it ain't nothing. Then what's the big issue if you didn't drop your flag? Does that take, you know, validity away from you, validation? And I think a lot of people, especially in the age bracket of him, he might be a little older than me. People in my age bracket, this is my birthday month, Scorpios, we the best, right? People don't leave, they don't drop their flags, and again, Hocus 4-5, you know, he got the indictment or he got the case with the federal, so who knows if he would have dropped his flag without any of that. We won't know the answer to that. He could say how Ben was thinking about it, the Casanovas, La Brim, anybody else that you could think of. He got, you know, years locked up in the box, etc. You know, under those type of circumstances and scrutiny, we all understand. I do. Like, you're holding on to something, but now you in the system now, and it's not a good look for you to hold on to something. But for the people that's not in the system, that's not under, you know, severe scrutiny, why they not dropping their flag? I could give one valid reason I think that needs to be looked at and put under the microscope is because now you take away their identity. You take away their status and how people see them. Without that, you're just a regular guy, a regular gal. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think Cardi out, a big old age, and, you know, the Star Brims, etc. Brooklyn, I'm naming her because she's a female. I don't know too many gang females. I don't know them personally, but they are in the public eye, so they're easily identifiable. You drop your flag, you drop your status, then the little homies and people may not want to hear what you got to say no more. your status leaves, especially if you have status. So it's like, yeah, why the fuck I'm listening to you? You're not even in the whip no more. So who the fuck is you? Who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you still got it, you know, it has influence still. It still means something because there's so many people that can relate to that. It's a slew of gang niggas all over the world. Everybody, you know, crip walking and blooding it up, and you know, just no escape from this shit. There's no escape. And to be in prison, you know, at the time that I was, I'm sure it's still like that now. I'm still in contact with people in prison. They call it Jack all the time. But as me living through it, it ain't even no escape. I'm trapped. Like a fucking nightmare you reliving over and over and over and over. And oh, but you're black. The black on black abuse and crime. You don't even know the half, and we see some of it now because social media, people got phones in there, so they showing you some of those ass whippings and things of that nature, and we get to see some of the brutality and fatality. Finish them because the internet is there, and we can watch it all day. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Out here, you can, you know, you're gonna deal with it if you from the ghetto. You know what I mean? And it's rough in the GHETTO. But you still can bob and weave it and move around it, and you ain't got to be really succumb to it. When you inside, you locked in box with it. There ain't no getting around that shit. But, you know, will they fight? You know, will, you know, drop the flag, etc. Obviously, Jim Jones did a little video, I think We Outside remix with Ali Al and the white boy from Boston, etc. It looked like they were responding back. And it's the last thing I'll say. Although Focus 4-5, and you know, Man Do got a positive message. Even I don't think Man Do dropped his flag, and Jim is basically like, you know, the gang shit is a sorority. Make no mistake about it, that it's gang on gang shit, bro. It's not just Crips and Bloods going at it with each other. It's blood on blood. It's Crip on Crip. You know, and it's killing us. You know, as a culture, or as black folks, right? Which brings me to Raul, I think that's how you say his name. He had this to say. And I agree with him. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with him.
Y'all think this streaming shit comparable to the streets. Y'all hype as shit, y'all in the streets. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't nobody give a fuck about the streets, you corny ass niggas. Y'all corny. You saying streamers corny and the streamer beef corny, nigga. Y'all corny, bro. Every nigga in TikTok comments defending street shit, y'all corny. That shit been corny. It was corny when it started. It's still corny. There's not even no money in it anymore. Y'all corn balls. No nigga that trap ever gonna have more cheese than me. The era of rich trappers is going. Y'all corny. Y'all gonna go to jail or get locked the fuck up. Go get some real money.
You're gonna get locked up and go to jail.
You don't see no nigga who sell drugs in a penthouse dipping with y'all. Renting out a mall for 30 days. Y'all think this streaming shit comparable to the streets for 30 days. Unless they got that old money. That shit is over. That shit is corny. You street niggas, get up. Niggas trying to buy guns, give it up. I got a gun legally. I'm on the same level as you. You bought a gun illegally. You shot somebody, you did all that nut shit, and I still have a gun with you.
You still did all
legally.
that nut shit.
Y'all are cornballs.
Young niggas.
Corny. I got a SIG. I got a SIG and a 43X. I got the same guns y'all got legally. And I can shoot y'all legally. Y'all illegally have guns and y'all think y'all thorough. You're not thorough.
You're not thorough, son.
Real shit. And if anybody in my chat is with that street shit for 30 days. Unless they got that.
So I don't know who this brother is. Obviously he's big on streaming. He might be on Twitch too. I'm not sure. I know he was beefing with Casanat. I think that's what.
I think this streaming shit comparable to the street.
It says Ryu goes off on everybody saying streamers beef between not Casanat, DDG and Reggie Corny. It says the street beef is even probably corny. So I guess this brother here, he wasn't beefing with Casanat. That's a misspoke. He talking about the beef between DDG and Reggie, I guess. You know what I mean? And I don't follow streaming, right? I know some of the people. I know who Casanat is. Obviously, probably one of the biggest streamers, and they get paid a lot of money over there on Twitch, etc. Having master classes. And salute to all them young brothers getting that money. Let's salute to them right now, right? let's give them their flowers, you know what I mean? And salute to them that technology, social media, for these young brothers and sisters in this era that we living in, they figured it out. Not everybody, because everybody not getting rich or screaming, but certain individuals, they figured it out, right? And now they getting paid off it. They reversing the generational curse in their family, right? And that's great. That's great. What this brother Raul is saying, I 1000% agree with him. I mean, beef is beef, you know what I mean? And you could be a lame or corny nigga, woman, man, or whatever, right? With money and without money. That's my opinion. You could be a whack nigga, you know what I mean? Like, having money don't make you cool. It makes you financially stable and you're good. But, you know, the other intangible things doesn't mean you're going to have that. But what he's saying is absolutely spot on. For the young brothers that didn't hear his message, you know, I'll amplify it on my channel, even though I think I don't really have a lot of young people checking out the channel. Although my message is for them as well. Share my video, you know what I mean? Share with your little cousins and them, right? But you're like, you got a gun illegally, I got a gun legally. I got a SIG and a 4.5. I could blow your brains all over the globe on some Scarface shit legally, if it comes to that. He ain't advocating that. He like, well, hustling street nigga, you know that you know, is in the penthouse. Unless they got all money. Right? And he right. Streets been dead. Gang culture killed the streets. Obviously, people in my era telling the young brothers, you know, that ain't the wave. You know what I mean? It's better to get into crypto, better to learn, you know, stocks, invest, better to day trade, better to get a 9 to 5. Like, we not advocating to go hustle and go rob, go steal. We saying be better than what we was doing, because we did a lot of time. We put a lot of pain in, or pain was put in on us. Or, you know, the streets don't love nobody. So if you're trying to provide for yourself and your family and have a better life, that's not the way to go. Because like he said, he said you're going to go to prison or you're going to go to jail, which is the same shit. But he probably meant to say you're going to be dead or you're going to go to jail, which he's absolutely spot on, right? And so now you can stream, you can do, you know, you can work, you can get your credit up, you can still drive the nice cars, you know, even though living in New York and certain places is expensive as a motherfucker, you still can make a way for yourself. Whether it's streaming, YouTubing, being a social media influence, you still could write your own ticket. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of young people are doing that in this era. And salute to all of them, right? As opposed to, you know, swiping and, you know, getting down with the fuck shit and doing fuck shit. That's all pretty much basically what he's saying. And I agree. Like, ain't no street nigga gonna have more money than me. And so when he said it like the Jay-Z skit on Friend or Foe. And I think it's Dame like, ooh, Jay-Z the rapper? Ain't no rapper telling me I can't get no money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no rapper. And he like, ain't no, you know, hustling nigga gonna get more money than me. I'm up right now. I figured out the game. I cracked the code on some Tory Lane shit. Cracked the code. Ain't nobody gonna tell me, you know, you're gonna make more money than me, you know, doing what you doing. The shit you ain't gonna be Tyreek from, you know, from Power, having the whole school bubbling, baby. You're not gonna have that. Pardon me real quick. I think somebody knocking. Nobody knocking. Basically, there's more ways to get money now. You know what I mean? And streets is dead. Not only the gang shit, but they giving out 1,000 years. There's a lot of cameras everywhere. Niggas is not loyal. Niggas is telling even thorough niggas, and or what you consider thorough, because you only thorough, you know, up until the point where you're not. You kept it silent, but then you didn't. You know what I mean? So, you know, you better off going another route. especially if you're young, no felonies, you got your whole life ahead of you, God willing, you can easily figure it out a different way as opposed to the old way in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's more things available to you if you looking. Take advantage of more opportunity, you know what I mean, that you can take advantage of, to get money. So salute to all the young brothers and sisters that's out there getting money however they getting it, you know what I mean, as far as legally streaming or whatever you doing, you know what I mean, selling t-shirts, socks, whatever you doing, you getting money. Let's talk about this shit. Speaking of getting money, let's talk about Cam and Mason Betta. And I'm Cameron Giles, and we gonna rise to the top. So Cam just he was on the Breakfast Club. So I watched the interview. I think I probably missed like the last 15 minutes. I think it was like an hour. I think I watched like the first good 40 minutes. Real quick, what we definitely learned, Mace about his money. Then like they offer you what he said, 45 or whatever. He like, you take 25, or I think it was 125 or something like that. He like, you take 25, I'm gonna take the hundo. But basically, like Mace don't, just to get Mace to do anything, 100 bands, you know what I mean, 100 racks. Salute to him for knowing his worth, making Cam stay firm and them getting them deals. What's the word, my guy? Getting them deals, etc. So I salute for that because you get what you negotiate. I think that's the lesson learned from, what I took from, what May said. Everything good, my brother, getting better every day, getting healthier. Can't wait to get back in the gym and, get my health fully back. But other than that, salute. Word. India, wow, all the way. India I've never been to, but I definitely want to get up out there and get some of that good food I be seeing online on them different videos and shit. But you get what you negotiate. So, you take the first offer, a lot of times that's what you get. And, I'm sure Cam is a shrewd businessman as well. But if you watched the interview or you didn't, he like, nah, let them come back and offer us the bag. Also, the last thing I, got out of the interview, Cam is a good storyteller, you know what I mean? When it comes to him and Mace, when they was asking him about, how they got back together, etc., what spun that on, and he like, I went on $1 million worth of game, then Mace went on $1 million worth of game, and that's like what spun it. And when you listen, he like, I forget what he said exactly on the interview with $1 million worth of game, but I guess he was like shouting Mace, woo woo, and Mace was up there talking about his artist, I think, at that time. And then they reached out to each other. What's deal breakers and what stops two friends, especially best friends, day ones, from just picking up the phone on their own? You know what I'm saying? We all happy. I'm not gonna say we all, but the overall consensus is that people are happy that they, put their differences aside. It wasn't really that serious, obviously. Decided to get money together, which they are doing now. And they got one of the best shows on YouTube, right? As far as it is what it is, talking sports and shit. So salute to them for that. But it's like, do we really have to go on, $1 million worth of game 2 separate times when you could have just picked up the phone like, you my nigga? Only certain things in my book that people can do to where you might can forgive, but you definitely not rocking with them no more. That's obviously death, as far as to loved ones, infidelity with people, wives or husbands, stealing a slew of hell of money from somebody, jamming you up, putting your freedom at risk. Certain things like that, like some real backstabbing, sleazy, low down, greasy, grimy, shifty type shit. Then it's like, nah, you fucking with you for so long, couldn't forgive, can't forget though. We never could do business again, or can't really rock with you like that. So I know they had their little battles, and he mentioned that the Oracle, and they would take little jabs, etc., at each other with the bars, but it never really was that serious. So why not just pick up the phone? But I do like the fact that he was like, Cam, he said I was going to do the show. I brought the stew, was ready to do a couple of episodes. He already put the bread up. And then, Mace came on as a guest. And then, that's how they got the whole thing. Salute to all day one niggas like the Locks, right? That you never really see no public sputes or spats where they making each other look bad, where they going at each other, airing out dirty laundry. Because nothing wrong with spinning the block and admitting that you was wrong, being a bigger man, keeping it 100. That's how you keep it 100. You take the high road, that's how you keep it 100. It's a great fire reference, right? You take the high road, that's how you keep it 100. When you spin the block, it doesn't really matter what outside noise is, but people will be like, yeah, remember when you was talking so greasy and saying the words? He addressed the Dame situation too. Like, from now on, I'm not going to talk about it no more. After Dame put the $300 million lawsuit or 300,000, whatever it was, right? I'm leaving it alone. But you see all of the mudslinging. Now when you swing back, it's like, when you see them together, whether you care or not, because for most people it's just entertainment. Because they public figures, they got big followers on these social media platforms. So you're interested, right? For whatever your reason is, right? Content creator, so that's my reason. We need things to talk about, trending topics that a lot of y'all care about. So we put our little spin on it. Other than that, I could give a fuck personally, right? But when you spin the block back, it's like, damn, you said all this shit about my family, about my moms. Certain shit looks like with your spouse or your partner or your wife or your husband, right? You gotta know how to fight, because even when the arguments is over, great fire on the check-in, what's the word? If you said some foul shit, and I'm sure we all been there. I know I've been there, right? I ain't perfect. Sometimes I could get mad, say shit, right? Hit below the belt, and I've had it done to me as well. When you get back, even though a relationship is different than a friendship or a business partnership, because you with that person on an everyday basis, as opposed to a Dame and a Cam having a feud publicly. Then now you spin the block and now y'all back getting money together, which I hope somehow they can do it. You know what I mean? But what's the deal breakers for y'all? You know what I mean? What's forgivable? What's not forgivable? And learn how to negotiate. The interview was definitely informative. Last thing, this wasn't really a topic, but I'm gonna address it because I'm interested in it. Right? When he was talking about the pink horsepower, said after the CNN, I think he said after the CNN video where he was up there with Abby, he said sales boosted like 400%, some shit like Tony Stark's when Thor hit him with the hammer, with the lightning, and then he said, oh shit, Jarvis, we boosted up 400%. You know what I'm saying? Whole suit is on swole, right? I tried pink horsepower 2 times, right? And it does work. And I remember when I first came home, this is why I want to talk about it for the fellas. Overall health, you know what I mean? This is my birthday month. I have no problem about my age and none of that. We getting up there to the big 50 soon, but not this year or next year, right? Still mid-40s. And I am a Scorpio and we are the best, right? Booty clapping sounds. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Anyway, when I first came home from prison, definitely didn't need no pills, no juice bar stuff. And pink horsepower wasn't even around. I came home after 10 years in 2004, right? But a couple of my homies and shit go to the juice bar, get a little, Butch specials, the ginger gongs, and a whole bunch of different shots. But they also had the pills in there for the Sheboygan people, right, fellas? You know what I'm talking about. The Superman, the Credible Hulks, different little names and shit. And I used to pop them. I mean, they ain't drugs, but, when you're trying to put the sword down, right, and you want to, be your best you can be, and you want to be the best around, and nothing's ever going to keep you down, right? You want to challenge and, bedroom bully type shit, right? Going strip. They work. The pills, as far as the juice bar, always gave me not a headache, as I think Charlamagne was asking him, like, so you don't get no headaches and nothing. Cam, like, yo, shit come from Africa. I thought he was playing. Maybe he is serious. He like the difference between us and the African shipment. For those that didn't see the interview, he like, our guy stays on the boat for 3 months. So I think he just trolling, meaning that they go get it from Africa. It is all natural ingredients, but then they mix it, flip it and bounce it so they can try to stretch it. The pills would sometimes get me clogged up to where I couldn't breathe. They all worked and did the job, each one that I took, but I didn't need it. Coming home from prison, 10 joints, you don't need no fucking pills. If you young, you active, you working out, you eating right. This is the point that I want to get at, and it's no knock to the pink pill. I mean, the horsepower or whatever you take to get your rocks off, right? Whatever works for you, it works. And like I said, I did try it twice. And it does work, but I don't need it. You don't need it, especially when you young. I can see if you in your 50s, you when you're getting close to 60, you've been with your same joint all the time, and it don't always work, or you get what is it, erectile dysfunction or whatever, EDD or EF, whatever the acronym is, right? Or you got a young joint or whatever, younger than you. Mayor Adams, you know what I mean, in the 60s, dealing with a 40-something-year-old joint, and you want to be your best. So you go pop a pill or you take a Viagra or any of those things. Everybody's situation is different, but you don't need it. I don't need it. And when I realized, like I was, like I said, getting stuffy and taking them too much, knocking a lot of joints down, and, you know, running through these streets at the time and point that, you know, that I'm speaking of, this era that I was doing this, living out my fantasies and shit. A lot of folks do it. You don't really need it because other things work. And it may be not what you want to do, but I'll give you just 2 things. It's a lot of things that work. Garlic cloves. Fresh in the morning, crush a garlic clove up, bust it. You know what I mean? That's good for the jump off. The watermelon shell. It's nasty to me, but instead of just eating the watermelon part, the shell that it comes in, the green part, that's good, right? So it's different things that you can use. Smooth, what's the word? It's different things you can use. And then this is another thing, right? And this, again, no knock to Cam or the pink horsepower, because I tried it 2 times. But it's $25. So we living in, you know what I mean? We living in times where $25 is a lot. And just think if you're really sexually active like that, and you a Scorpio. I'm just being funny, but I'm not, right? Scorpios, we the best. But imagine you busting cheeks down 3 times a week. You in your prime, you in your 30s, etc. No question, Smooth, what up? Happy Friday. Talking about the pink horsepower, talking about juice bar shit in Cam's recent interview on the Breakfast Club. Do you need it? Do you don't need it? How do you know, and what you can use naturally? Do we off this topic? For me, I've been stopped using them, don't need it no more. But it's also $25. Now, you might run into some places, where you probably could get it for $20. But again, if you busting cheeks 3 times a week, that's $60. 60 times 4. You do the math. That should start getting pricey. Now you could go get a whole case and all that, but then also, psychologically, even though it works and it's natural, when you're using it all the time, when you don't got it, then what happens? Now you noodle nuts and you can't even get off. You can't even, you know what I mean? To the beans and stretch, keep it going to the beans. You can't even get shorty off because you're so dependent on horsepower. Every time you about to bust, you looking around like, where my horsepower? Where my horsepower? Oh, you popping them honey packs. Now the honey packs is cheaper. I've tried those too. They're a little cheaper. But the point of all this is, and I'm being transparent just to show y'all I have nothing to hide. I used honey before. I used the pills from the juice bar. I used pink horsepower. I used different shit at different times. But I didn't need it. And you don't need it either. You can use a garlic clove in the morning. Now you may have to keep taking these things continuously with this natural shit. And the watermelon, the shell, you can eat that. Instead of just eating that part, blend it up, you know what I mean, with a smoothie or whatever, and you can use that. And there's other strong back stuff that you can use, to keep you up and running and going. And she'll be satisfied too, like the motherfucking what is it, the shit that Doug Flutie and them be promoting, and she'll like it too. She'll like it too if you take care of your body and use things, because when you and your Earl came home at 26, you don't need no fucking pills to keep your dick hard at 26 years old. You don't need it. But when I came home, this is what all the guys was doing. Yo, we going to the juice bar because we hanging out Friday, Saturday, and again, you trying to impress shorties or whoever you popping. You want to be the best you could be, and you want to make an impression. First impressions, just like anything else, just like at the job, you want to make sure your resume good and you speaking properly well. When you first encountering with a young lady, you want to make sure you bust the cheeks good. I'm just saying, I'm keeping it honest. Keeping it honest, if this ain't for the faintest of hearts. You want to make sure your first impression is good, so you don't want to go out, not strong. But you don't want to get dependent on it either. You don't want to keep paying no $25 just to get your dick hard. Eat better, work out, shit like that. Let's talk about this. Talk about this Sweeney shit, right? Quavo ex-girl might have popped off, said or not. And I only talk about this because last show we just finished talking about how men could be the best of friends for a long time, and you have to do some of the things that I just named, like infidelity with somebody's wife, do something with somebody's kids, steal some money, risk somebody's freedom over some shit for men to stop fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, based on principles. On the flip side of that, women will fall out over a nigga super fast. Bitch thinks she better than me because of her hair done, your hair not. Your nails fucked up. You went and got your ass done. She couldn't afford it. Women will fall out over the most stupidest shit. And we have Sweeney, and I don't even know who her friend is, Maybach Candy or Candy in the Maybach, whatever her name is. She allegedly exposing Sweeney, right? For taking trips to Dubai, going to Africa, sleeping with married men and doing shit. And I say, damn, all right, well, doing coke and shit, right? Everybody always do coke, right? All the celebrities, everybody sniff coke and do drugs. Now, I don't doubt it, but that is the go-to what people always say, sniffing coke, on drugs, shit like that. Even if she is, right? Cool. You exposing it, but are you really exposing yourself? Because who's she going to Dubai with? Who's booking these trips to Africa and these different venues? It ain't for no #1 records. It ain't for no good music that she putting out. So who is booking? What are you booking her for? She's not doing no fashion shows. She's not coming out with no albums. And she's not performing. I can't even think of a Sweeney song off the top of my head. And there's no shade. I don't really listen to a lot of women rappers. They just don't do it for me. The content of what they're talking about just don't do it for me. Can't listen to, you want big dicks and you take niggas' money all day. You swipey, you a bad bitch. Your weeds cost, your bag is 100,000. I can't listen to that shit all day. I don't want to hear you the baddest all day. I just can't, right? Booty meat and all that. Booty rocking everywhere. Now, I know some niggas, as far as male rappers, everything drugs, guns, and kill. But to me, at least it's done a little better. You know what I mean? Still some shit I can relate to. You know what I mean? So that's why. But can't even think of no Sweeney songs, right? But I said, damn, you allegedly exposing her, but on the flip side, you really exposing yourself because you the one booking. What are you saying if she don't give you your money, you gonna expose, so you about to start coming with receipts. See how quickly in today's time that we live in, all the way from the Celine pals with Big Meech, Little Meech, and that's not really a topic, but this is the era where if you pick up the phone and you're talking to somebody, especially if you in the limelight or you're an influencer or you have some type of following on social media, somebody's recording you. Somewhere, somehow, somebody got some photos of you, somebody waiting for you to, do the chain. Like somebody like waiting to pull out your chain and say, I knew I was going to have to put you in your place, little nigga. Look what I got. This the era we living in where people close to 50, and I'm just bringing him up because he's always a good example and what I'm trying to get across. Somebody always waiting in the cut, seems like, to expose you when you at your worst or you did some shit that you might not be proud of, just to get some views, to get some likes, to get people to, you know, talk dirty about you. So say she did go get dookied on, like that dookie off the chain, come on and do your thing, dookie real good, that duke. Like say she went and got shitted on, right? By the Mudabis and all that shit out there in Dubai. But you did it too though. You can't tell me that you booked her and then you didn't do it. It's no way, like it just don't make sense. She go fucking them princes in Africa, the queens of Zamunda and all that shit. If you booked them, you out there and you know the clients, the husbands, you ain't doing that. So then, if you ain't doing it, then you pimping them. And pimping ain't easy. So that's why she owe you. You ain't get your cut off top. So we just living in the era, and that's all I really got to say about it, because I could give a fuck about it, Sweeney, right? But just we living in the era where everything is exposed. Yeah, I got your man in the bag and gonna pay him such and such dollar. You know what I mean? Like, get that nigga on the phone saying some shit, you know. Niggas got the cameras, the rings everywhere. Somebody's always watching to get a leg up, seems like, and make somebody look bad. So you gotta move accordingly. If you have stuff to lose or you have an image to uphold, and that's why it's just best to be your most authentic self. Now, you ain't gotta divulge everything to the public, and I got a channel. You know, obviously, you know, pop up his TV, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. One of the things we pride ourselves on is being authentic and being transparent. That's why I do that. Like, I can see you if you're not hiding, and you can see me because my page is open. Things that I want to talk about, we're going to talk about full disclosure. No hiding, no running from it, tiptoeing around. Just like I talked about the dick pills just now. I ain't got no problem saying I took them before, right? But the stuff that I don't want to talk about, that is private, may not be embarrassing, but just may not be for the public, then I'm not going to talk about it. If you have an image to uphold, or you doing certain things, or you have a secret life or some shit, you got to guard it. Not what Jada said, it's a small world, so you better guard your secrets. And it's easy to get money, but it's hard to keep it. Better guard your secrets, because people can't wait to expose them. You got to keep them blindfolded. You can't just be lily-nilly with it, telling people all of your business, putting your shit out there. Not what I'm doing now. Talking about even people that you think rock with you, because you hear the Carissa Shields stories and a plethora of other people that, you know, you think people is in your inner circle, then all of a sudden they fucking your husband, they fucking your wife, they fucking your daughter, they doing shit that you like, damn, nigga did that to you? Like, how they get that close? Because you and they in your circle. They know all your information. You confiding in them with shit you shouldn't be confiding them in, and now they got a trump card that, yeah, if you ever play me, bitch, you know, I'm sure that's how it happened, because you like this. Now you throwing drinks in my face, and this shit turned into a Love and Hip Hop show. And wait till this bitch. I can't wait to expose this bitch. Got pictures of her when she was sniffing coke, putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love to expose, you know, they people. So we just got to be mindful of that. With that being said, let's get to these picks. Sunday fun day, and then I'm out of here. I got stuff to do. I ain't want to be on here that long. Week 6, flying by like this. Real quick before we get to the NFL, NBA will be back on the 22nd, or it might be the 21st of this month. I will be going live every single day with the Picking with Pop, the NBA show, as we did last year. This will be our second year doing all of the picks. So I know some people is just tuned in for that. Time to definitely get the chicken dinners. Football a little tougher. Obviously, football is more scripted and rigged. Hole here, flag here, false start here. There's too many ways they could fuck you over. NBA is still the players. Now, I mean, even though they got the refs, you know, traveling for the little fouls, the little shit that they call, still a little easier to navigate. And obviously, you won the most money far as betting with the NBA than any sport. But with that being said, Week 6, NFL. 9 o'clock, 9:30, we got the Denver Nuggets. We got the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. Jets getting 7.5. So it's really not a home game for the Jets. They might be in London. They might be in Europe. Who knows where they're going to be. Jets 0-5. I think they will go 0-6, but I'm taking the 7.5. I don't think the Jets going to get blown out. Denver do got a good defense. And I think they will win the game, but I don't think they cover the 7.5. I'm going to take the Jets. I'm not betting on that game. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens right now is currently L. Trashington. Please sprinkle some dirt on them niggas. Second week, no Lamar Jackson. Then they got their bye next week. Has Super Bowl aspirations. If they do it, it's going to be from the wild card position. They won't be getting the number 1 seed. Rams, better team. Got a couple of new weapons with Devontae Adams, etc. Matt Stafford looking good. Defense looking good. Giving them 7 though. I like the Rams. There's no way I could take, after I watched last week, there's no way I can take the Baltimore Ravens or put my money on this game. I'm not betting on this game. I think the Ravens lose again. I think Rams win. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? At the Carolina Panthers. Panthers just had a spectacular win against Miami. I had Miami last week, bum-ass niggas. They scored 17 straight. Then the game got tied. Then they went up again, and they let motherfucking Bryce Young and them come back and win the game 27-24. That was a horrible loss for Miami. But Miami is trash too, right? They both are. I like the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys. I think Dak and them coming in and score more points than Carolina does. Next game, we got Arizona Cardinals on the road facing the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis looking good. Danny Dimes. Now, I guess it was my New York football bum-ass Giants, even though they won last night, and we had the Giants last night with that 7.5. We didn't think they was going to win the game. We just didn't think they was going to lose by more than 8. And we was right. That's just a side note because that game is over. Danny Dimes and them looking good. He can run the ball. He definitely got an arm. They got one of the best running backs in Taylor. Defense looking stout. Seem to be coached well. But I like Arizona. Arizona loses every single game, seems like, at home. On the road, they are a totally different team. And I know this is a game where it's spread is like, oh yeah, 7. Indianapolis should roll. I think Kyler Murray and them coming in, keep it close. I think they cover the 7. So I like Arizona. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks. Touchdown Seahawks! At Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville coming off a big win over Kansas City last week, Monday Night Football. Everybody was on the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs too. Another bad beat. They was winning. Then we fucking let these dudes drive down the field and win the game, right? At the end of the game. Was a lot of holding, penalties called. Every given play, it could be a holding on the defense. It could be a holding on the offense. You know what I mean? The refs could call that shit any time that they want. They pick and choose when they want to do it. That's why gambling football is not for the faintest of hearts. I like Seahawks, though. I think the defense is better than Jacksonville. I know it's hot down there. Jacksonville looking good at 4-1. Seahawks looking good too. Seahawks looking good too at 3-2. But I think both teams will end up being 4-2 at the end of the game. I like the Seahawks to win. Seahawks giving 1.5. I think they will win the game. Next game, speaking of Miami, we got Miami at home getting 4.5 with the LA Chargers coming in. Chargers coming off 2 straight losses. I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers to win, and I like them to cover because the Miami Dolphins is done. They just became a resident of Queens. That means they did it and done. They're done for the season. And I know it's a long season, 17 games now. Miami ain't making the playoffs. Tua Tagovailoa, not the answer. Tyreek Hill hurt. The coach, he too smart for his own self. That he's stupid. And I know that's an insult. I'm not a football coach, but when he get up there and be doing them press conferences and he be talking, he be looking crazy. And he's supposed to be like the boy wonder, some genius ass type of guy, right? Losing record. I think the Chargers don't lose 3 in a row, and I think they cover the spread. Next game, Cleveland rocks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers giving 5.5 division game. Let me see if they played them already this season. They didn't. First game that they playing the Cleveland. Public is on the Steelers, 59%. I like Steelers to win. I like Cleveland with the 5.5. Will I be surprised if Pittsburgh beat them and cover the spread? No. Second game for the rookie of Cleveland last week, who they played and they lost. We knew they was going to get their ass spanked. The Vikings, and it was overseas or wherever they was. 17-21, good game. Came back at the end, but the Vikings still won the game, 21-17. I think Vikings defense might be a little better than the Steelers, and all defenses probably will continue to get better. A lot of teams don't play during the preseason, only, in and out, or play here, a series here, but they don't go. Now we in the 6th week of the season, all teams is fully in now, you know what I mean? Especially the ones that don't have a lot of injuries like Baltimore. Anyway, I like Cleveland. Next game, we got New England at New Orleans. New England giving 3.5. New Orleans coming off that victory over the New York Giants, got their first win of the season. And New England looking good too, coming off that win over Sunday Night Football over the Buffalo Bills, a straight up win. And I think the spread was like 8.5, and they won outright, so that's big. Everybody's on New England. I like New Orleans with the 3.5. I think it's going to be a close game. I think New England will win, but I think it's going to be a nail biter, and I think New Orleans could possibly get their second win of the season. But if they don't, I think they'll be winning, and it'll have to probably be like a field goal. That's what I think. Next game, Tennessee got their first win in the season last week, beating the Cardinals. And they playing against the bum-ass Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams 1-4. Raiders -4.5. They at home. It's a bum game. I'm not going to be betting on this game. I don't like the game. I don't think Raiders should be giving nobody 4.5. I know they're home, so they don't really have a home field advantage, though. They out there in L.A. and in Vegas. If you in Vegas, and I've been to Vegas a lot of times. That's one of the places that I've been to the most or traveled to the most. When you go there, it's a whole bunch of tourists there. So even though it may be some residential Raider fans, the crowd still seems like the other team is there. Geno, can't really bet on him. I like Tennessee with the 4.5, and this would be the week that the Raiders blow these niggas out, but I'm not going to bet on this game, so it don't matter. But I do like Tennessee with, the 4.5. Next game, San Fran 4-1 at Baker Mayfield. Woke up feeling dangerous. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay giving 3.5. Matt Jones, I think, will be back in the driver's seat. So when did they play? I think San Fran played Thursday Night Football. Yeah, so they got a full 10 days off. And who did Tampa Bay play last? Tampa Bay just finished beating the Seahawks. I like San Fran with the 3.5. I think I know they got a few injuries and shit, but I like San Fran with the 3.5. Green Bay at home playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. Green Bay giving 14.5, which is a lot of points. Bengals ain't really got no defense. This is a hell of a lot of points. I'm wearing a Green Bay hat, but that don't really mean nothing. I think the Bengals lost 2 in a row, right? 24-37 to so they lost more than them. They lost 3 in a row. They lost to the Vikings 48-10. They lost to the Broncos 28-3. Both great defenses. And then they played the Lions at home. Lions put up 37. They put up 24. So they did bring some offense. Green Bay, on the other hand, I think is coming off 1 loss and 1 tie. Lost to the Browns in a tough one, a nail biter, 13-10. We had the Browns in that game. Then played Dak and them to a 40-40 tie in overtime, but they had the bye. I like Green Bay, but I can't give 14.5. I think the Bengals, the same way they try to keep it close with Detroit, I think they will keep it close. 10 point, 12 point, even 14-point loss. If you got that half, you still good. So I like the 14.5. Sunday Night Football should be a good one. You got the Detroit Lions at Kansas City. Kansas City giving 2.5. Kansas City coming off that loss to Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody on the Lions, I like Kansas City to get the win at home, cover the spread. I think we seen this game 2 seasons ago. Now, yeah, last year I want to say they opened up the season, or was it the year before that? That Kansas City and Detroit opened up the season. I think Kansas City bounced back after that loss. Bad loss for them to lose to Jacksonville. Spread is a little low. Detroit got a little momentum. But I like Kansas City at home. Everybody is on Detroit. 95%, 85% with the 2.5, 65% money line. So I like Kansas City. Monday Night Football, we got 2 games. Got the Buffalo Bills at Atlanta. Atlanta getting 4.5. I don't know I did this, but Atlanta getting 4.5. I like the Buffalo Bills to bounce back and cover the spread. Game is at 7:15 on ESPN. Then the second game is Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. Commanders is given 4.5 as well. Who the public on? Public is on Washington 51% minus the 4.5, 89% money line. I think Chicago's coming off a bye. I like Chicago. Who on Washington played last? They just played the Chargers. Beat them real good too. Beat the Chargers real good. 27-10. That's my birthday. 10-27. Yeah, kids, Scorpios. We soon come. I like the Bears. They had 2 weeks to prepare for the game. I think Washington will win, but I think the Bears cover the 4.5. Before we get to the locks, y'all know how we do. Let's get to the theme music real quick. My nigga Great Fire featuring Famous, Moneyline.
Yeah, Great Fire.
When the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, 1-on-1 popping. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, 1-on-1 popping. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. Trying to get rich, me and Famous trying to break the.
Alright, I had to let that play a little longer so I could get the locks ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, guys. 4. Dallas is 5. And the last one is Kansas City. Alright, let's go. Here we go. Alright, here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner. Chicken dinners. All these is with the spreads. We going with Seattle. We going with the LA Chargers. We going with San Fran. We going with Arizona. We going with Dallas. And we going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know who you like. Let me know who you're taking. Let me know where you think I'm bugging out at. I definitely want to hear your opinion, etc. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live. We rolling. We unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there, guys. Have a blessed weekend.